on Meet Me in Moncton. I'm so excited to introduce you to our guest. This person is one of my very best friends in the world. She's absolutely incredible. I get to work with her every single day, but she's also co-founder of Feast Atlantic and Moncton Poutine Festival, and we're going to talk about all of her super fun projects. Everybody, welcome to the stage, Tammy Cook! Hi, Tammy Cook.
Hi,
How are you?
Good, how are you?
How are you feeling right now?
A little nervous, but I know we'll get comfortable real quick.
We'll get comfortable.
Yeah, it's just going to be like we're sitting at work, sitting across from each other.
Just, personal time.
Yeah,
exactly.
having a conversation.
All right, Tammy. Well, I ask every guest this. When people ask you what you do for a living, what's your answer?
Well, right now I work as a realtor, so I help.
What do you mean right now?
Well, that's what I'm doing. Well, that's what I do now.
Tell me something.
That's what I do.
Now and for the foreseeable
forever.
future.
Forever I'm going to be a
Never
realtor.
leaving me? Okay.
Forever.
Just checking.
Yeah, so I really enjoy helping people find homes, especially newcomers, first-time buyers, just helping people, you know, transition into the next stages in their life and helping them do that.
Cool.
Yeah.
And we work as a team.
We do.
So I get a lot of questions about your focus on the team. Do you want to share? People always say, like, what is a buyer's agent? So do you want to share a little bit about what your role is and how we work together?
Yeah, so my role as a buyer's agent is I take people and really navigate them through the buying process. So, you know, hunting for the favorite or their, you know, the perfect house, navigating the market and working at the speed that they're working at, maybe explaining to them what it's like to, you know, walk through an offer, things like that.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
So how does that feel in this current real estate market climate in Greater Moncton?
Fast. It's very fast.
Laughter.
It's fast, and that's really the only word that comes up to me is just fast, and sometimes overwhelming for folks.
So when you say fast, I think that's a really interesting word to use because I bet you if someone is talking to buyers, they may not choose the same word.
Yeah.
In fact, I think if you talk to a lot of, well, we know, right? When we interview buyers or we do our seminars, we're like, tell us how you're feeling in one word. We hear like discouraged, exhausted. And I would say words that usually go along with slow.
Yeah.
So why do you say fast?
I say fast because when it's time to move, you have to be ready to go. So it's
And why? Like what is happening in the market that people have to go so fast?
Well, a lot of times houses come on the market and they're gone very quickly, like within a day, sometimes a couple of days. So you really have to be fully prepared to move at the speed of the market.
And what do you think, because again, based on, you know, some of the language I just shared, what do you think the biggest misconception about buying a house in Moncton right now is?
That you can't, or that you're not going to be able to get a house. I hear that a lot, especially from first-time buyers that, you know, they see the prices or how quickly it's going, that they're just never going to get a home. And I've never had someone that didn't get a home. So it's definitely possible. It's just you really have to work with the right team and be able to have everything in place and to move at a quick pace.
Okay, so you said work with the right team.
Yeah. Heard of a few gals in town that know what to do.
But I think, well, I know that our approach is really, I don't know anybody else who does the way that we do it. So can you talk a little bit about that? What does it mean that we work with a team and how that looks for people? Because I think it's so unique.
Yeah. So with the buyers, like, you mean like
let's take it through a buyer's transaction. Like, let's just say, you know, we're working with a buyer that's trying to buy a home. You start the process with them. Mm-hmm. Can you share about, you know, who does what and why?
Okay. So I'm the one that takes them around to find that perfect house. So I take them and I find out what they're looking for, the area, what, like, their whole motivation and where they want to go. And I do a lot of that. So I go in, we look at the houses, I make all the appointments and stuff like that. And then when it gets down to negotiating and the other half of it, that's where you step in and that's where you shine.
I like how you like made it back about me, but I'm gonna make it back about you. Why are you better than me at your part of the job?
I am a relationship builder. I connect with people really quickly and often deeply. I can form those relationships very quickly, and I can get people to feel comfortable with me and feel, seen and heard, and really help them navigate.
I totally agree.
Yeah.
And incredibly patient.
Very patient.
Yes.
I have a lot of patience.
Incredibly patient.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's not much that frazzles me. Like
Yeah.
there's really not much that can frazzle me.
So, what does frazzle you at work?
Cats. Honestly, if I could tell everyone to please take your cats with you when you're selling your house. They're terrifying, and I love cats, but they're unstable.
Do you have any cat stories? I mean, I've got some good ones.
I do.
Let's go.
I had one recently.
I haven't even heard this.
No, this is a new one. I don't think I told you.
Oh my God, you saved it for the podcast?
I did. I was like, you know what? This sounds like a podcast story.
Okay.
So I recently was in a house, and they had, I think you would call it like an aviary room. Is that what you would call that? Like a bird room?
Yes.
Okay. So they had
As an official expert on
official.
animals. I'm so good at animals, I would say, definitely. Yeah.
They had a bird room. And the bird room was closed with just like a glass door, but they also had a cat. So I took it that, like the door closed means that the cat can't go in the bird room, obviously. Except for someone.
Can I just stop you?
Yeah.
Live studio audience, like, would you not leave a note?
Yeah.
Like, how are we? And if the bird room people are watching, we didn't mean you. It's another house with another bird room. It wasn't yours.
No, it's not even. It's not even around here.
No.
It's not.
How do you not? How do you? Okay.
So there's an unmarked bird room.
Okay.
With birds and big cages and a cat. So the door gets open to obviously see this room, and the cat gets in. And I can't get the cat out because the cat immediately knows that he's not supposed to be in there. So he or she, whoever, go and hide. So I'm like, it's under furniture, so I don't want to disturb the furniture to get this cat. So I'm like, it's not a big deal. We're just gonna go into the next room. It's
Where
like
are your
great.
clients?
They're with me. They're with me, and they're like, oh darn, we're all kind of like, oh no, the cat's in the bird room.
Except it's not really their problem.
No.
This is the Tammy problem.
Yeah, this is 100% a Tammy problem. So I'm trying to get this cat out, and it's like tucked under furniture, and like I have big hair, and it's all stuck in these plants, and it was a lot. There was a lot happening. So I'm like, you know what? You're like a 2-minute problem. Like I'm gonna come back to you. So
You left the cat in the bird room?
I know. I feel really terrible. But hear me out. Hear me out. It was literally like one room was here, and then we just had to like take a peek into the other room. So we were, really 1 foot in, 1 foot out. Okay? Not completely unattended. So we peek in the other room.
La, 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 la.
And I hear clunk clunk. And I'm like, oh no. So I peek in, and the cat has gone from its hiding spot to on top of the cage. And the birds are freaking out. So anyway, I took the cat. I got the cat. Very gently. I mean, that sounded... I carried the cat out and then shut the door. But yeah, so just bring your cats with you.
Tell me this.
I don't know, because I had 1 foot in that room and 1 foot out.
Oh my God. All right.
No, I was within, like, it was just, yeah, business must go on. But I was like, I was very aware. I was, they were safe. They were in heavy duty cages. Like, these were not from Walmart. These were like heavy duty.
People do not understand the cat, like I have taken cats out of my thigh.
Yes.
I have like pulled their claws out of my thigh.
Yeah.
I have had, but my favorite was Ryan Davison, my husband's cat story. He was showing a house in Toronto, and the notice on the showing notes was like, do not let the cat out. So he shows the house, he finishes his showing, he's locked up, he's, everything's under control. He's not seen a cat leave, his clients leave. He walks outside, locks the door behind him, and there's the cat sitting on the sidewalk. So he's like, oh no, Fluffy. So he runs down, grabs Fluffy, takes him up. If you've ever seen a realtor open a door, there's a whole production of like getting the key box open. He gets the key box, holding the cat, opens the door, tosses the cat in, looks up and sees on the stairs the real cat that lives there. This is the neighbor's cat. So he's now running through the house to capture Fluffy too. Doesn't belong to the house, to throw him back outside. It's a whole take your pets out of the house.
See, people bring their dogs. I've never encountered a dog, but cats, they're just like,
And in this market, your houses sell fast. Like, you shouldn't be on the market too long. Just take the cat. Yeah. Okay, so what else? Okay, now that we're in the zone of truth.
Yeah.
What else do you wish people knew about selling and buying houses? What else do you wish people would do?
That the house that you're thinking about right now isn't on the market. The house that you're going to buy, probably if you're a buyer and you're looking at realtor.ca and you're like imagining that you're going to have this house.
You see the one?
Yeah, it's probably
sold.
So your ideal house is probably not on the market when you're searching, if you're not actually actively getting ready to buy a home.
That's good advice.
If you're not with Tammy and driving to showings.
That's really good advice. What about bathrooms?
Oh gosh, please don't use the bathroom. It gets awkward when there's no water.
You do not
want
to use the bathroom when you're looking at a house and find out there's no running water after you use the bathroom. Because you know who else's problem that is? That's Tammy's problem.
Tammy's going to the convenience store to get a 4-liter
jug. We were coming here to bring everybody to church and looking at houses. Look at that.
Yeah, so bring your cats and don't use the bathroom.
Okay. I'm glad we got that out there in the world.
Me too.
Make the world a better place now.
Yeah.
I said on the invite, these are the people making Moncton a better place. So there you go. Okay, so talking about making Moncton a better place, and obviously you're doing that through your incredible real estate skills. What's on your shirt?
It says Feast Coast.
Why would you have a shirt that says Feast Coast?
Well, I'm one of the co-founders of Feast Atlantic, which we're better known for Poutine Week, Greater Moncton Poutine Week.
Yeah. Clap. Yeah. Live studio audience. Who doesn't like poutine and weeks?
It's true.
Okay, so what's Poutine Week for people that don't know?
It's 10 days in April.
That's not a week.
Well, it's, you know what I mean, a week.
Yeah.
You got to add extra weekend you got to get the extra weekend.
I might have called it Poutine Fest in the intro. I apologize.
That's okay. You know what? I feel like they're interchangeable.
Okay.
Really.
All right.
I do.
Continue.
Poutine Fest. Where local restaurants come up with their creative ideas for poutine. So a lot of them do really outside of the box type of creations. And we market it and people just restaurant hop and try different poutines.
So how many restaurants are we talking?
Well, we first started in 2021 at the height of the pandemic, and we had 15. We were expecting, we were expecting to have about 15, and we ended up with about 30, which we were blown away. We had no idea, yeah.
And now?
And now we're up to 60, or almost 60, close to 60, yeah.
I knew I loved you.
Yeah.
My favorite food. So how did this start? Why did you start? What made you in 2021 say, you know what we need? 10-day Poutine Week.
Yeah. Well, it was at the height of the pandemic, and really the restaurant communities are the ones that were some of the hardest hit with the regulations and just, people gather to go eat often, and then you take that away, and really it was just, they were just doing takeout.
Right.
So being a kid of a restaurant owner my whole life, I really understood the impact that not having a place to go sit down with people, what that would mean for them, So it was about creating an experience that would connect people again. And we did that through social media and stuff like that. So people would the idea was that people would go out and eat and share their experience on social media. in a way that, it was, people always snap pictures of their food and stuff, but it was getting other people excited about trying a certain dish for a certain amount of time and really helping the restaurants boost their sales. And a lot of the local restaurants had never even had an online presence. So they just didn't have those tools available to them. They're restaurant workers, restaurant owners. You're really focused on, like, they don't really focus on marketing and things like that at that time. A lot of the small ones, they're doing the hustle of actually running the business in front of them. So we knew that we could bring that part and market it and get people talking about these places in a way that wasn't really available at the time, and give them an online presence. So that's what we did. We set up our Facebook page, and then we just started encouraging people to share their dishes and get out there and just talk about it. And it really, we heard restaurants that were saying, like, some of these food events were literally helping them keep the doors open because people were excited about, even though they couldn't gather, they were collectively talking about the food.
So I think a lot of people felt terrible for what was going on in the industry, in the restaurant industry during the pandemic, but not everybody starts a 10-day festival to drive business and create online presence and marketing. Where did that come from, and why do you think you did it? That was your choice.
I mean, like I said, I have, there's a spot in my heart for the local restaurant community, just being the kid of a restaurant owner my whole life. And then I was also working for a marketing company at the time, and I've always kind of had a love for marketing and that kind of stuff. So I don't know, I had this idea that we could do poutines, and then I just started talking to the right people, other restaurant owners and stuff like that, and they're like, let's do it. So it was just a way for them to just get through that time, and it was just something to get people excited about at a time that wasn't really exciting.
That's amazing. So, okay, so we have a lot in common.
Yeah.
We love poutine. We're both Aquarius.
Sure.
We're both realtors. We both have twins that are the same age and the same school. That's how we met. And we both worked for our parents in our parents' restaurants. And I guess we talk about this a lot at work, but I think our audience might be interested. What do you think it is about working in your family's restaurant that makes you so great at real estate?
I think that I'm highly adaptable to situations. I think that any restaurant worker or owner, you have to adapt quickly all the time to ever-changing situations, and hard work ethic. Like there's you have a certain, how do I say that? You're not going to, in my experience, watching owners of restaurants, sometimes they're the dishwasher, sometimes they're the cook, sometimes they're a server, sometimes they're maintenance, sometimes they're a therapist. So I really feel like just same thing with a realtor. Do you know what I mean? Sometimes you're constantly, you don't leave until the job is done. You do what you have to do to make it the whole experience.
Well said.
Yeah.
I agree.
Yeah. Hard work.
Hard work.
Yeah.
All right. So what's next for Feast Atlantic?
Well, we just launched something that I'm actually super excited about. It's called the Daily Feast. And it's a one-stop shop where you can go in and see the local wing nights, food specials, drink specials, like everything all in one spot. So every restaurant that you can think of is on there, and we've gone and we've dug out what all their specials are, which days. So, when you're with friends, you're like, oh, where do you want to eat tonight? I wonder where wing night is or whatever. Like, we've done that for you. You just, dailyfeast.ca.
What?
You just pick on, yeah. We recently partnered with Destination Moncton Dieppe to attract more tourism to the local restaurants. So we're excited about that, to help them, find information on, which restaurants accept large groups or how to find them or what their just whatever they need to market for tourism.
Casually.
Yeah.
On the side, just casually.
We have a few other major events coming up, but I can't really say yet. But
Top secret.
yeah,
Maybe the time of this airing, we can give more details.
you'll already know, maybe.
All right. What is a local purchase you made in the last 6 months that has positively impacted your life?
Well, I really love going to the market. I go to the market probably twice a month. I go to the Dieppe market. Really love it. And I'm like a Sterling's girl. I love going to Sterling, so it positively impacts me because I, get fresh veggies and the Joe's Smokehouse sausages.
I was waiting.
Hang on. They are so good. The maple blueberry, you have to try them. They're delicious.
I think they're also available at Irish Town Grocery, I think.
Yeah. Yeah. So I just like supporting local. Again, like the food industry, that type of thing.
So tell me what excites you these days?
Real estate.
Oh, what?
I know. No, it does. It does excite me. I love, love, love helping people find homes. I think I cry every single time I give someone their keys on closing day. Pretty much, yeah. Whether you see it or not, I'm usually in the car driving, home and crying.
This is why we need both of us.
Yeah.
Yeah. We have like the kind, like loving, like, and then it's time to negotiate and they come to mama.
Yeah. But it's still so loving. Like you're
loving, You're
negotiating is coming
loving.
from a place of
It's loving for our clients.
it comes from a place of love. I sit across from you every day and I see how much you love. It's from a place of love.
Yeah.
And,
it is. We're very lucky.
Yeah.
It might be a little bit scary, but like sometimes love's scary. Sometimes love hurts.
Yeah. So best way.
Amazing. Yeah. You are just the best human ever, and I'm so grateful that I get to see you every day, and I'm so excited to share you with the world. One of the things that's hard but easy for me is having a business that is built around my brand and then handing people to somebody, and I know that you're better at what you do than I am, and that makes it really like a blessing to be able to do. So thank you. True.
Well, thank you.
All right, we are ready for some audience questions for Tammy. Can I get a time check as well before we go? How am I for time? 21? Perfect. Miller doesn't have his sign this time.
Okay.
Do you own a cat?
I do. I own 2 cats, and I would totally take them with me if I was selling my house. I've already thought about it. Yeah, I'm getting my cat purses ready. They're not staying home. No.
And just a reminder, the mic doesn't make your voice loud. It's just recording it for the podcast audio.
Hi, Tammy. On the restaurant side, I'm not sure if I'm noticing a trend, but the last 4 or 5 times that we or friends have tried to go out and make a reservation, we've been told no. That restaurants are not taking reservations these days. It's not first come, first serve. I'm just wondering, is that just my luck, or is that actually happening?
I've heard that, actually. I've heard that from large groups, small groups. I think it really comes down to staffing. I feel that a lot of them are struggling with staffing, which, it's hard to predict. So I think that has a lot to do with it. I would say that's probably the majority of the reason is just staffing. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Impressed.
Thanks.
Hi, Tammy. I'm Natalie. I was wondering if you could both share something like that something that's happened to the both of you that the rest of the world wouldn't know. Something that's happened together in your work life, business life. Put Natalie on the spot too.
Oh, geez. That the world wouldn't know. I feel like there's so much, actually. Why does that
Not
question
that.
make
Not that.
No, but
not that thing.
No.
I'm kidding.
Oh boy. There is a lot.
Oh, we had that night at Pacifica.
That was the best night.
We had that best night ever.
Yeah.
I think, do you mind?
No, not at all.
What we don't talk about a lot, and this is just my default, I don't talk about things. I don't talk about things when I'm not winning. And we had a really hard spring in business. We had a really, really hard spring. So, you know, we've been very blessed with a lot of clients the last few years. And with interest rate rising this year, the market looked different. Talk to any realtor, the market has looked just very, very different this year. And so business that would just walk in the door stopped. And I would say April, like March, April, we were like, this isn't what this is usually like, right? So probably my proudest moment as an entrepreneur is the way that we have shifted that in the last few months and come out probably stronger. I mean, stronger than I've ever felt in any business ever in the last few months. But somebody came into our office the other day, another realtor, and we get a lot of questions from a lot of realtors. A realtor came into our office the other day and said, you know, what is it? What are you doing? And of course, they want to be like 5 phone calls a day, like whatever. They want the trick. And you had the best answer ever.
I said mindset. It's 100% mindset.
Yeah. And how do we do that?
Well, there's some unicorns. There's unicorn balloons. There's
Unicorn slippers. This is our office at Remax Avante.
There's office dance parties.
There are, yeah. There's big, massive
tops,
Post-its on the walls with goals and
goal setting, like just consistency and just taking care of ourselves and each other. In a very, just
in real talk.
real
talk. Like you come into our little safe corner and you talk about anything. You can come in and be like, you know what, I'm really scared that I'm never going to sell another house.
Yeah.
And we're a safe place to have that conversation. And you can come in and be like, holy shit, I am the best realtor that anybody has ever seen in Canada, and I'm so glad I exist. And nobody's going to judge you for that either. Like we have all of it in our office, but it's really an honest, safe place, I think.
Yeah, I've never experienced that. I've never been in any kind of a work setting or work relationship or anything where those types of conversations were not only like acceptable but encouraged. And we've just always been super honest with each other, and I think, and with ourselves.
Yeah. And our clients.
And our clients, yeah. And I think that's what's kept us.
I'm having a deja vu right now. Like I dreamt this moment. This is so weird. I dreamt like a long time ago. I had a dream of this. This is like I think during the pandemic I dreamt of this moment. This is so weird. Anyway, before we were working together and everything, the other thing I want to talk about a little bit is how we structure and build our team. Like before Tammy was hired, and this comes from my old life, I've done a StrengthsFinders test. I know my 34 strengths. I know exactly. I have a spreadsheet where I plot them. I know my top ones. And the last thing I ever want is to hire somebody who is also strong in the exact same things. That's going to be a huge waste of everybody's time. So when Tammy first came to work with me, she had her StrengthsFinder, and she was coming to work as my assistant. And I really liked her. And I looked at her StrengthsFinder, and I was like, she's going to be the worst assistant.
It's true.
I was like, she's going to be a terrible assistant, but also she has no overlapping strengths. And so the StrengthsFinder test reveals that, like, you know, your top career choices, and the number one of any career choice possible for Tammy was realtor. And I was like, okay, I have this job available at this rate, and you're going to hate it, and you're going to suck at it. And I was like, but I think that you have a future with me. And if you want to try this, we'll make it work until we're ready for what's really supposed to be for you. And you said,
yeah,
for some reason.
Absolutely.
And so we like slugged it out for 6 months of like trying to figure out how to do that. And it wasn't the right fit, but we were the right fit. And so by January, you were signed up for your real estate license, and we've never looked back. And then it's time for more strength finders to find an assistant. More on that later. We're working through that right now, and it's pretty amazing. But yeah, that's one of the things. So we start the relationship with an honest assessment of what we're good at, right? Nobody's pretending to be good at. I'm not coming in here telling you that I'm good at something I'm not good at, and I do not want anybody on my team doing that either. The wrong fit is just a huge waste of everybody's resources, and so we know what you're best at, and that's all you do. Like, we know she's best at social. I'm never gonna be like, can you make me a spreadsheet? Like, no. Like,
that would be
not
terrible.
making anybody any spreadsheets, right? That's a waste of everybody's time, money, and energy. And then what happens is you get like, oh man, I'm so bad at spreadsheets, and you get down on yourself. Like, you just shouldn't be doing them in the first place.
Yeah.
Sorry for the accidental TED Talk. Any other questions?
It's true.
Not so much a question, but an observation. Just Tammy, watching you talk, your whole body just lifted, your eyes shine, and your whole face just showed the joy of what you were saying and what you're living. And that's such a wonderful example of just what you were saying, finding your strength, finding the place you're supposed to be, and sharing that with the world. So thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I want that for everyone. Like, that is, I literally want that for everyone. Like, don't be scared. I know if you're scared, go do it. Like, that fear is just like telling you that's the right thing. Go do it. But yeah.
Any others? Any other questions? I just want to give one last shout out to Tammy's mom, Phyllis, who Phyllis sends me every morning. Phyllis sends me a message and tells me to have a good day. And I'm telling you, I tried it with my kids because she inspired me so much, and I did it one day. And my son was like, are you worried about me or something? Like, and I'm like, not everybody's like that. It's so thoughtful, and it's so special, and it's really easy to see how Tammy's such a wonderful person because of how wonderful you are. So thank you. All right, everybody, that's Tammy Cook. Thank you. Now that we've met in Moncton, let's get to know each other a little bit better. You can join us and our crew and our guests at our exclusive Facebook community. Just go to Facebook and search Meet Me in Moncton Insiders.